Democrats seem to be having this debate whether or not Maher Mamdani is a socialist or a democratic socialist. Let me settle it. He's a straight-up communist. How do I know this? Well, I'm reading between the lines when one of his major advisors says, elect more communists. Which is fine. It's fine. It's a belief system. He's allowed to believe it, and people are allowed to vote for it. But if liberals deny it, like he's just going through a goth phase, they're going to lose more elections. This is not a communist country.
Bill Maher cuts straight through the political fog. No filters. No hesitation. He says the DNC is losing momentum fast. And then this happened. He targets Zohran Mamdani directly, publicly, aggressively. This isn't criticism. It's a warning shot.
And finally, new rule, if you're still looking for a New Year's resolution, here's one. Get out of your media bubble. The most frustrating thing that happens to me whenever I'm off is people I run into want me to do my job, which I'm on vacation from, privately, in restaurants and at parties, and, well, the bathhouse is a separate situation, but look, I'm happy to share my opinions wherever, except for this. Everybody, left and right, is only half informed.
Mamdani rolls out sweeping policy ideas, tax hikes, immigration shifts, big government moves. Maher snaps hard. He calls the strategy reckless, disconnected from reality. But the real problem isn't that. It's what these ideas lead to next.
Now, let me tell you about the story that liberal algorithms locked out. Her name is Sia Weaver, and if you ask anyone in the blue sky bubble who that is, they'll look at you like a turkey looking up at the rain. But she's kind of important in New York, being Major Mamdani's chief of the Office to Protect Tenants, and since Mamdani's big issue is the rent's too damn high, yes, he stole this guy's act. It's a very key appointment in the most important city in the country, which is also our financial center. It matters that the mayor stands by, and so I assume stands with, someone who says things like, if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize private property, it's over.
Then comes the breaking point. Seize private property. 3 words, massive consequences. And they didn't come from outsiders. They came from inside Mamdani's circle. This is where it explodes. Maher hears alarm bells instantly. Not a mistake, a mindset. Then this hits, he says the mask just slipped. This isn't a policy debate anymore. It's an ideological takeover.
Seize private property. Home ownership is racist. Elect more communists. Private property, especially home ownership, is a weapon of white supremacy. Really? Even among the 20 million black Americans who own their own home? I mean, these are the kind of utterances I might forgive as something a dumb white girl said while she was at Bryn Mawr. Because it's the kind of privilege hating you can only learn for $95,000 a year. But these are statements made as an adult. Yes, for co-eds from elite private colleges, you're only a lesbian until graduation, but the communism lasts a lifetime.
Then another moment pushes him further, owning a home labeled as white supremacy. Maher is stunned, not just angry, shocked. It gets worse. This came from an elite-educated voice, a top-tier school with supposed critical thinking, yet zero logic. Maher calls it intellectual collapse. When ideology replaces facts, debate dies.
I am in support of abolishing ICE, and I'll tell you why. Because what we see is an entity that has no interest in fulfilling its stated reason to exist. We're seeing a government agency that is supposed to be enforcing some kind of immigration law, but instead what it's doing is terrorizing people no matter their immigration status, no matter the facts of the law, no matter the facts of the case. And I'm tired of waking up every day and seeing a new image of someone being dragged out of a car, dragged out of their home, dragged out of their life. What we need to see is humanity.
Now the media enters the crossfire. Maher accuses left-leaning outlets of distortion. ICE becomes the centerpiece. Narratives explode, facts get buried. Then this happens. Corrections come later, but nobody notices. Outrage spreads faster than truth. This is where trust collapses. Maher isn't defending agencies. He's attacking manipulation, and that difference matters.
Democrats seem to be having this debate whether or not Maher Mamdani is a socialist or a democratic socialist. Let me settle it. He's a straight-up communist. How do I know this? Well, I'm reading between the lines when one of his major advisors says, elect more communists. Which is fine. It's fine. It's a belief system. He's allowed to believe it, and people are allowed to vote for it. But if liberals deny it, like he's just going through a goth phase, they're going to lose more elections. This is not a communist country.
But here's the twist. Maher isn't even targeting Mamdani directly. He's going after the DNC itself. The silence, the avoidance, the fear. Moderates say nothing. And that's the real danger. Wait, it gets worse. Fringe ideas grow when nobody pushes back. Maher says this pattern is repeating, and it's costing them credibility, fast.
This is the pendulum never lands in the middle problem I'm always bitching about. Really, the choices we get here are either the worst version of crony capitalism or communism, either a side deal for the Trump family every time he does business overseas, or the lady who says, impoverish the white middle class. Oh yeah, there's a great campaign slogan for you. Honestly, as New York mayoral races go, I was less creeped out by Anthony Weiner's.
Now Maher gets personal and brutally honest. He thought the left had already hit rock bottom woke culture. Slogans over substance. That was supposed to be the wake-up call, but they doubled down. This is where it collapses. Maher admits he miscalculated. He expected a course correction, but the party drifted further left, and voters are noticing.
These are programs for every single New Yorker. These are not programs that are going to ask the immigration status of any one of the children. All of those children are New Yorkers. They should all be enrolled in pre-K and 3K, no matter where they were born or where they come from. And we are also proud to be a sanctuary city. What a sanctuary city means is that we have policies in place, policies that have existed for years in this city, that deny ICE agents access into schools, hospitals, city properties, or even the properties of city contractors, unless those ICE agents can present a judicial warrant signed by a judge.
Now the consequences come into focus. New York is already under pressure. Housing crisis, overloaded systems, rising costs. And then this happens. More benefits promised, no limits. Free services regardless of status. Supporters call it compassion. Critics call it unsustainable. Maher calls it denial. Because systems have limits. Ignore that, and everything breaks.
It is the dead of winter. Another snowstorm is coming, and homeless encampments are still a critical problem in Mayor Mamdani's New York. So how is the mayor going to deal with it? Political reporter Marcia Kramer took her questions to Mamdani in this story that you will see here only on CBS News New York.
They are an eyesore. CBS News New York discovering homeless encampments, 2 on the Upper West Side, 2 in Hell's Kitchen, with many wondering how the new mayor will deal with the twin problems of finding a humane solution and optics that make it look like the city is out of control. This man, afraid to show his face, says he's called 311 repeatedly about the 2 encampments on West 45th Street.
They take the call like they're supposed to, but nothing's really happening.
How do you feel about the fact that nothing's happening?
Well, I don't feel good about it because I've been in this neighborhood for 3 decades.
Look at what's happening on the ground. Homelessness is rising. Resources are stretched thin. New York is changing, and not for the better. It gets worse. We've seen this before. California already ran this experiment. Same policies, same intentions, different promises, same results. Costs exploded, problems stayed. Maher's warning is simple. History is repeating itself.
Mayor, I wondered if you could indulge me for a second. So I took the problem to the mayor himself, showing him video of people camped on the street in such frigid weather. What is your office going to do about it, and is it acceptable, given the fact that it's 21 degrees, for these people to be there on the street, on the Upper West Side, and getting no help?
It is not acceptable for a New Yorker to have to find shelter outside, whether on the Upper West Side or anywhere in this city. New Yorkers should be able to find a place to call their home. And what I have said consistently, first as a candidate, now as the mayor, is that outcomes are how we judge ourselves.
Now comes the final red flag. No forced removal of homeless encampments. Everything stays voluntary. Sounds compassionate on paper. But here's the twist. Gavin Newsom tried this already, and it failed. Participation stayed low. Encampments kept growing. Billions spent. Little changed. Maher says this is predictable. Same policy. Same outcome. Different city.
If you're still looking for a New Year's resolution, here's one. Get out of your media bubble. The most frustrating thing that happens to me whenever I'm off is people I run into want me to do my job, which I'm on vacation from, privately, in restaurants and at parties, and, well, the bathhouse is a separate situation. But look, I'm happy to share my opinions wherever, except for this. Everybody, left and right, is only half informed.
And now Maher delivers the final blow. Step outside your echo chamber. Hear the other side. Or risk losing reality completely. Because this is bigger than politics. It's about truth versus narrative. Debate versus blind loyalty. Facts versus feelings. And here's the real question. Is this leadership or a slow motion collapse? Subscribe. Stay informed. This story isn't over.